back to Book That Commercial. My name is Kim Akia. And guys, I've got some great news. I got a new phone. Ooh. So you know what that means? That means new content is coming earlier than anticipated. So I had a really old phone and I love my phone. I'm not gonna talk about it because all of the videos that are on this channel are from that old phone. It was an iPhone 8, so I upgraded to the 2024 version of iPhone Pro. And I am so happy because now I have so much more storage, have a way better camera, and I'm excited now and more confident to put out content. So yeah. So in this video, I say this every time. This is like becoming like a tagline. This is a quick video. I don't know if it's gonna be a quick video. I think I try to make these videos not too long, but it shouldn't be that long. Let's just put it that way. So today's video is a little deviation from commercials. I'm going to talk about my Tyler Perry experience. So I mentioned in my update video, I moved to Los Angeles. I mentioned in that video that in December 2023, which was last December, we're in July of 2024 right now, I actually booked a co-star role on a Tyler Perry show, a very popular Tyler Perry BET Plus show. OMG. Oh my gosh, oh wow. Yeah. These gnats in the summer, they are so disrespectful. Sorry about that. So I booked a co-star role and I was actually really surprised because I had auditioned for Tyler Perry shows, I want to say about 7 times, actually, maybe a little over 10 times. And so before I got the call that I booked this specific show, I literally, the couple of weeks, the 2 weeks prior to that, I had auditioned for like 4 or 5 roles on All the Queen's Men. So I had auditioned for 4, and I've auditioned for All the Queen's Men before in the past, but I had auditioned like that week, within like within a week and a half, 2 week span. I had literally auditioned for like 4, I think it was 4 or 5 different roles for All the Queen's Men. And I think I maybe had 1 or 2 roles, auditions for the role for the show that I actually booked, right? So, you know, in the fall, you get an influx of auditions. So I'm just used to like, you know, the auditions come in, do them, and, you know, submit them off. You don't really think too much about it because it's almost like, I don't want to say self-taping is like almost a robotic process, but once you have your process down, it's like you do what you got to do, you film it, you edit it, you submit it, you go on with your life because, you know, that's just the life of an actor. Like, no, I don't know any actors today that actually like still dwell on auditions, like especially like this day and age with self-tapes, the world that we're living in where they're coming in, you 5, 6, 7, I mean, you could get up to 10 auditions, 15 auditions a week at certain seasons, you know, throughout the year. Like, I don't know anybody that actually has time to really dwell on like, unless it's a really meaty, I mean, you love the character, you love the story, you love the show, then yeah, I get that. But for the most part, you know, they come in, you do the work, you do the best you can with your, you know, putting it on self-tape, and you submit it off, you know, before it's due. And so that's what I did, and I went on with my life. And this was like December, so like the holiday season is coming up, so definitely my mind is like, I'm going back home to New Jersey for the Christmas season. I'm really excited to go back home, spend time with my mom, my family. We were having dinner. My niece was living overseas at the time and she was gonna be coming in. So I was just really preparing for the holiday season, I think, at that point. And so one day I get a call and it's my manager, Tom Milan, at the People Store in Atlanta. Unfortunately, he's no longer at the People Store. And I'm no longer at the People Store either. But boom. So he called me and he's like, hey, he's like, hi Kim. I was like, hey Tom. He's like, just want to let you know that you booked Zatima. And I'm like, huh? I was surprised, number 1, that I booked it, and number 2, that I booked that show because I had literally did 4 or 5 auditions like a week and a half ago for All the Queen's Men. So if he was gonna call me and tell me that I booked something, I thought that it was gonna be for All the Queen's Men. So I was like, oh, Zatima? Do I even remember that audition? Because again, when you have a busy audition season, sometimes, like for me personally, I know people have really good memories. I don't have the best memory in the world. I never really had the best memory and stuff. So I really had to think like that. Which audition was that? And then when I got off the phone with him, I went onto Actors Access and I went and looked at that submission. I'm like, oh, I remember that audition. I'm like, oh, I booked it? I'm like, oh, wow. Okay, I remember doing the audition. And so, you know, he said, yeah, you booked it, and are you available this day, you know, I'm like, I'm absolutely available. Then, you know, after your agent, you know, reaches out to you, then you'll get a call from like, you know, wardrobe, talent, all that kind of stuff. And so that was that. So I was like so surprised, so shocked, so elated that I got on the Tyler Perry show. I'm like, oh, and this is amazing. I was so extremely happy. I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to move to LA. And I literally, this is like my first television. Actually, I booked another streaming role on Urban Flix, which is a really smaller, kind of like not well-known streaming platform. I booked a co-star role on that streaming platform for a television show called Broken Seeds, like about a year and a half prior. But as far as like big streaming platforms like BET Plus, Tyler Perry, like to me, that's like top tier, major level. And so for me to have been in Atlanta for 5 years and finally book something so big, incredible, I was just like floored. I was so happy. I was just like, oh my gosh. And the role was perfect for me because I probably mentioned it before in another video how like my type is like young mom, nurse, social worker, teacher, attorney, lawyer, like those are my types. And it was a nurse role. And, you know, I feel like I look back at the audition and I had on my nurse uniform, my scrubs. I had my hair, the way a nurse would wear her hair. And also too, when you know the style and the tone of the creator of the show or the director or the writer or the type of shows or films that they do and the type of people that they cast and just the style of the characters, then you can kind of utilize that to do your hair and your makeup, and that you can use that to help you like put together how you look for this character, because you might have a Ryan Murphy show and a Tyler Perry show and they both might have nurses in their series, but the nurses that are in Ryan Murphy's series and the nurses that show up in Tyler Perry's series, they look different. You know, they have a different essence about them. Their hair might be different, their makeup might be different. So, you know, keep that in mind. So I did keep that in mind and I landed it. And I had auditioned for Tyler Perry maybe close to 20, 10, 15. I want to say, I'm just giving an estimate off the top of my head. Maybe like 10 to 15 times in total the entire time that I lived in the Southeast that I was actually repped. But Tyler Perry's casting director, Raven Drummer, she actually puts roles up on Actors Access. So you can self-submit if you don't have an agent to a Tyler Perry show. In a previous video, I finally got with a credible, legit agency in 2021, but I signed with them for television and film at the end of 2021, like the fall. So between the fall of 2021 and the fall of 2023 is really when I had like representation that was submitting me for legit projects and things of that nature and commercials. So if I'm not mistaken, I want to say like it was maybe 2 weeks out from when we were actually going to film it. And you know, you have to sign an NDA, you know, you can't talk about anything. So you have to sign your paperwork is being sent to you. You'll sign that. Wardrobe will reach out to you. Then I had to go down to Tyler Perry Studios, I think a week after that, to do my wardrobe fitting, to try on, you know, the shoes and the nurse's uniform. They took pictures after I went for my fitting. And I believe that it was maybe a week or I want to say 4 or 5 days or maybe like a week after I did my fitting is when we actually were filming. So I had to be on set early. I believe I got there, I don't even remember the exact time, but I know it was early in the morning, but I know that I didn't actually go on to shoot my scene until like 7 o'clock at night. So I literally was waiting all day long, but they did feed you lunch. We had a really good lunch. And I just waited in my, my dressing room. And I went over lines again. Just, I knew my lines. I already had them down packed, but just like getting it more in my body, put on my nurse uniform. I got my hair done. They put a wig on me, did my makeup, and, but it was after that, it was like really a lot of waiting. So I just really waited kind of like all day. And then when I went on, people had told me that, you only get 1 or 2 takes, with Tyler Perry. 1 or 2 takes, that's it. They move on to the next shot. So I knew that I had to be on point. I had to be on my game, okay? So we get down, we take the shuttle bus all the way down to, the sound stage where we're filming. And I'm not gonna really give too many details because I don't think I can really talk about it. But anyway, it's gonna be coming out soon and I definitely will let you all know, but went down to the area where we were filming and just kind of like, talk to my co-stars in the scene. There were a few people in the scene with us. And then we waited maybe like 20 minutes, maybe, because when we got down there, they were just finishing up a last shot. Then they had to move the cameras, and then we did literally 2 takes. It's a wrap. Cut. They were going to another part of the sound stage to continue, and then we got back in our shuttle. They took us back to the main building where we were able to change, get our belongings, and go home for the day. And that was my day. And I came home and I was just like, OMG, I could do this. I could be a recurring, I could be a guest star, I could be a lead on this show. Like, everybody was really nice. I love the vibe, I love the energy. Overall, it was a great experience. And I definitely would love to come back. I would love for them to make my character recurring, or if, they have another series where they could put her in and she's like, lead. That would be great. So I had a really, really great experience shooting at Tyler Perry Studios, and I really look forward and I'm very hopeful to go back again one day very soon with more. But yeah, so that was just my experience. And yeah, if anybody has any questions about auditioning or just any questions about, I can't really talk too much about, being on set because you sign NDAs and, the episode hasn't come out yet. The episode is supposed to be coming out, I believe, probably the end of the summer. So I'll definitely be able to get more info once that is, but just wanted to give a little background on my experience. Well, I hope you all are having a wonderful day. If you're out here auditioning, I hope you are really, really killing it in these auditions. I'm wishing you lots of booking success in these commercials. It's a very interesting time in our industry overall right now. So if you feel like it's been a little slow, if things are not really moving for you, it's not you, it's our industry. So I think that this is our entire, like, every market is being affected. Like, if you talk to actors in every market, they'll tell you it's slow, it's not that much going on. So don't even worry about it, don't stress about it. Use this time to really work on your marketing materials, work on your skills, take an acting class, take a paint class, take a pottery class. Go spend a weekend at the beach, do some other things that you're interested in, things that you love. Like, so read some books, it's summertime, enjoy the summertime. So yeah, so with that being said, I will talk to you all soon. Have a great day. Bye.